welcome back to Calmsden Farm. So today we're going to be doing some harvesting. The canola and the soybeans are ready. I'm just trying to get rid of that bump in the road, but don't seem to be able to. So not going to worry about that. Going to do the canola in this game day and save the soybeans for the next day. After we've done this, we're going to get into some contracting, and if you're on Discord, you will have seen me posting some pictures about the contracting and some of the issues that I had with that. If you didn't, stick around and you'll get to see that. Been a bit of a quiet, well, I say quiet week in Farm Sim. I think more last week with Giants being on the long holiday weekend. Not that, you know, that happens. Can't blame them for that. Hope they enjoyed their time off, but it did mean that there were less mods and cool stuff. I guess we are now about a week from the Kubota DLC, which I'm still really looking forward to. Need to find a way of getting some of those tractors and bits of kit into my Let's Plays. Maybe on Greenlands, where I have more cash, we can bring some of that kit in. Really, maybe I could get the skid steer on here. That'd be kind of cool. We are getting closer, obviously, as well, maybe not obviously, to moving on to the update to Calmsden. I'm still playing on the previous version. Just quick thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Thank you for your support to the channel. Yeah, so I'm still on version 1.1, I think, of Calmsden, so we'll be moving soon once we get the last field harvested, which is the sugar beets, which may be another month away. I'm then going to make the move, add in precision farming, and then at some point add in Maize Plus, because I have tested that and adding it to this save worked absolutely fine. So we'll make the switch to precision farming and the update to Calmsden. Something else I've been working on and we'll be having a video very soon on is, I think Kartek and I chatted about it on competitive multiplayer. There are a lot of grass fields on Calmsden that you don't get contracts on. And I have been messing around with making it so you do get contracts on those. Some of them are immense and take a lot of work. But yeah, going to have a video coming out on that in the next few days. Depends when I get a chance to record it. I am finishing this video on Monday and hoping to release it on Monday, depending on how the YouTube gods favour me on processing the video. That potato harvesting contract that just cropped up for 76 grand was very tempting, but it was a big field. But there are some ploughing contracts in there that are kind of tempting, and that's what we get stuck into after this. I'm actually thinking I'm going to remove the supply and transport mod. On hard difficulty, it just doesn't seem worth it. Every contract that I've looked at that's achievable, because some of them are crazy, all the ones that are achievable, I may as well just wait for a good price on my crops and sell them at that point. I'm not desperate for the cash, so for me, I don't think they're going to work. Whether that's because it's not well balanced for hard difficulty, which I'm playing this game on, and we'll come to that in a bit. Should have put a third headland in here as well. Did that last time, I'm sure, and then regretted it. We're not putting a third headland in. Yes, I'm thinking, I just don't think it's well balanced for hard difficulty. And some of them are just insane, you know. It's like deliver, one of them that cropped up, I don't know whether it was on the screen, that it was to deliver 14,000 litres of liquid fertiliser to my greenhouses, which don't hold anywhere near that amount of liquid fertiliser. So yeah, I think I'm going to remove that when I get around to remembering. Hard difficulty, I am, yeah, I've been pondering this for a while. Do I stay on hard difficulty? Do I turn it down to normal difficulty? And I don't feel I'm massively struggling for finances on here, particularly with the contracting that we're going to be doing. And there seem to be more contracts cropping up now, which is good. The thing that's got me pondering it is really need to buy more land, and the land is so expensive. The other thing that I want to try again is the field leasing mod. I don't remember if I shoe it or not, but when I was setting up at the start, I did test out the field leasing mod because I had planned to lease field 6 instead of buying it, which is why we have a massive loan. Not massive, a big loan. It's not massive by my standards. And so if I can get the field leasing mod to work, I think when we start to look at fields for next year on here, maybe we can lease a field. I'm kind of tempted by field 10, but I would turn it into an arable field, or maybe field 9, but field 9 is huge. Depends what the leasing costs would be. I think since I last tried it, the field leasing mod has had an update. I was watching a replay of Argsy's, I can't remember which map it's on, the Australian map that he's playing on, and he was using it and it seemed to be working. So yeah, I want to give it a go. It's a really good option for a game like this where the fields are huge and really expensive, to be able to make some progress. I think we've got enough grassland with the common areas and things, and I guess I could make better. Planting a crop of soybeans and maybe even the canola was not wise. Maybe we could use the land we have better. I think probably if we get the field leasing mod to work, field 6 I am not going to split up when I move. I am going to have that as probably maize next year, and then we need a couple of fields of arable, maybe two fields of arable probably. So we could do with 3 fields really. We have the field that is currently soybeans up behind the store, so we could use that as wheat or barley. I could really do with 1 more, and I think leasing that is a good option. So we'll look at that. Still planning, although I'm nervous about how many cows we have. I'm still planning to use field 8 partly as a cow pasture, because I would like to move the young stock cows out of the main shed, just so that we can save on giving the milk cows the best feed we can make, and the young stock maybe we just feed on hay. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Anyway, harvest is done, so pretty pleased with that. I'm not sure, so the how much, just setting a price alert for when we want to sell the canola. 20,000 litres, I'm pretty pleased with that. The middle of field 6 where we had the corn needs ploughing, I think I'm going to plough that in before we move, so that then when I move I can set field 6 to having been ploughed before I start playing. I think that makes sense. But yeah, I might actually try the field leasing mod out next time on here, see if that works, if I remember. Pretty pleased with that. So I'm going to leave the soybeans. I'm not in a massive hurry to harvest them, and because there are some contracts about and we have some big bills we need to deal with. Both of our main tractors need repairing. I've been putting off repairing the Fendt for a long time because I can't afford it, so we're going to do a few contracts to earn some money to pay for those repairs that we need to do, and hopefully we can deal with a little bit of the loan that we have. That would be kind of nice too. So just running over to the store on the quad. This is proving to be much more useful than I thought. Brought in the sale, and yeah, we've got 2 contracts, field 16 and field 13. We have leased the equipment for field 16, and this is where the problems kick in. We have an awesome tractor. We have a subsoiler. I was really unsure if this would work or not. I can't remember if I had tested whether subsoilers worked for ploughing contracts. And we're starting off in field 13, which is the one we didn't borrow the equipment for, and I get this, that the tool is reserved for contract work. My initial thoughts were this was because I was using it in a field that the contract wasn't for, and maybe Giants have updated things with how contracts work, so I take a run over to field 16 to test it in that field, just to see. So we're in field 16 now, which is, then I'm actually going to cancel the field 13 one. I have to do a bit of saving and reloading here to work out what's going on. So we've cancelled field, just got 1 contract going with the kit that's leased for it, doesn't work. Okay, next test. I set it so that I went in and edited the vehicle XML file and set it so we owned the Fendt and the subsoiler. to see if it was something funny, and now it says we don't have access to the land, and that's when I realized it's because it's a subsoiler, not a plow. So I've set it back so that this kit is, in fact I just saved and reloaded, and because of the problem we are going to use this big plow. And what I did is basically I edited the mod so that, because we're paying to lease the subsoiler, and the subsoiler doesn't work because Giants have contracts set up wrong sometimes, so I edited this mod so it cost £1 for me to lease it, and we're just going to pay to lease this, do the 2 ploughing contracts, and then we'll be done. And in future I will know that when I see a ploughing contract come up, if it has a subsoiler in it, don't do it, or don't lease the equipment for it. The frustrating thing is I love 2-track tractors. I think I've spoken about that recently, and so getting this Fendt to play with was really good fun. But yeah, the issue with the subsoiler was a bit frustrating. It took me a while to work it out, and I didn't want to just flat cancel the contracts because I need the money. I need to be able to pay to repair our 2 mainline tractors, and then I would like to pay some of the loan off. So that's why we're doing them. And yeah, we're not in a rush to harvest the soybeans. There's not a lot to do on our farm. I could be ploughing part of field 6, I guess, but again, I don't think that's mega urgent. Probably do that in late September. Some of the grass is ready to mow, but I'm going to hold off and do that in October. I know that's late to cut grass in the UK, but that's what I'm going to do. And yep, so that's my plan. I'm not sure when the sugar beets will be ready. Can't remember how the growth calendar works, but as soon as we have got the sugar beet up, we will then be switching to the updated map version. Onto the headlands now. This job did take quite a while. In fact, we're onto the headlands of field 16. So yeah, it did take a while. Yes, yeah, I figured people wouldn't want to see me do a whole load of ploughing contracts. But I do like this plough. I did find that you can kind of see the hitch is a bit wiggly, which is maybe it's got the wrong size pin in. I don't know. But yeah, it was nice plough to work with. Covered the ground pretty quickly. Obviously, it's bigger than the subsoiler that we were provided with. Yet again, Just Adams screws me on the contracts. There was a field 16 contract for planting where I put tram lines in for him, and he screwed me and he wouldn't pay me. And then on this one, he screwed me with the wrong kit. He's a dodgy guy. I'm going to have to watch out for him in the future. But yeah, we're gonna make good money off of this. That is definite. And actually, you'll see in a moment, as soon as I clear these contracts off, Adam wants us to plant this field or seed this field, so I jumped straight on that as well. And again, it gave me a chance to play with a bit of kit that I haven't played with before. There's a lot of the bigger stuff I haven't really used in FS22 yet, just because of how I play and the stuff that I've played so far. I would in the future still like to do a big equipment series, and Stone Valley might be the one for that. In testing at the moment, again, maybe close to release, I don't know. But I did something like that on Stone Valley in FS19, so maybe we do the Stone Valley Let's Play with some bigger kit. Probably not straight away, because I suspect a lot of people will jump on doing Stone Valley Let's Plays, so we'll probably hang on for a bit. And I'm kind of busy making Maze Plus videos in the background at the moment, which will be available when Maze Plus is ready. Just trying to get stuff made in advance, so that as soon as it releases, and we're done with the contract on field 16. So let's get this back up to the store and return that, because it released, and 46,000 and 23,000, so pretty nice, up to £95,000, which sounds pretty good until we blow a load of money repairing tractors. Can't remember if I do that before or after this seeding contract. Had a little moment there on the quad bike, but annoyingly I drove all the way back to the farm and then decided to we're just going to quickly repair the case. So £4.5 grand for the case, and then 7.5 for the Fendt, and that's why I was holding off, and then knocked off a bit of the loan. Should have slowed that down a bit, because then I would have remembered just how much it was. But yeah, 28 grand seeding contract for canola. So borrowed the items because I've not used the Rotzel mash before, and I would kind of like to. And I do like the Amazon seeder that they've provided us, so definitely seems like it'll be a bit of fun. Probably have to work fairly late into the night to get this done this game day, but I guess that's farming and seeding and planting. Aren't any neighbours nearby, so they won't complain about the noise of the tractor as we work. Just checking the field calculator to see how much seed we need, and 3 bags should be plenty. Right, let's get to work. I'm just double checking I'm on the right crop, because we know Mr. Adam does occasionally screw us on the contracts. So let's get this job done. Again, not going to show a huge amount of it because it's a contract, and I never know how much to show of doing contracts. And I think I always say when I do a bunch of contracts, I never know how much to show when I do contracts. But we are done. 400 litres of seed left, so getting £300 back for the seed, £25,000 nearly. I am pretty happy with that. There is another ploughing contract, but I just didn't feel like facing that. And here we are next morning. We can knock another 25 grand off the loan, but there are a few things in the store that have caught my eye that we're going to buy on sale. We can swap the milk tank that we have from the 7,000 litre to the, or 8,000 litre to the 18,000 litre for pretty much no cost, which seems like a no-brainer to me. And then there is a small slurry spreader for sale that I think we will pick up as well, so that we have our own slurry spreader on the farm for digestate. We have a lot of digestate, and I've just grabbed there is a fertilizing contract. I either just grabbed it or I grab it before we finish so that we can get that, because field 16 we're going to fertilize it as well, so we can sell that for 6,244, which is pretty good, and we can buy this one for 6,800. So yeah, massive increase in capacity for a small investment. And then there is this Farm Tech slurry spreader, which I think we've used before and is only 9 grand. So yeah, we'll run these back to the farm, and then I need to mix up some feed because the cows need feeding. So I'm going to get on that. The grass silage is fermented. Just going to stick some hay in. What I didn't realize is the mixer is pretty full, so actually sticking 2 bales of hay in almost meant that we couldn't create a mix, which would have been a little bit embarrassing. But I also just remembered that the OBS cuts out in a moment, so a whole load of footage is missing. So at this point I'm going to say thanks for watching, folks, and like, comment, subscribe and all that, and I'll catch you next time.